Great day. I pray this message finds you well today. So, we're going to talk about three things. We're going to talk about purpose, we're going to talk about greatness, and we're going to talk about opportunities to seize the opportunities that you need to seize to get to the next level and or action steps. So, let's begin with purpose. So, I want you to think about who you are, what you were created for, and what fulfillment you are to receive. So, who are you? So, at the core of you, who are you? What were you created to do? What impact were you created to share? Who is your sphere of influence? What is it that you bring to the table? What were you created for? And so I know that some people struggle with this because we tend to look at other people who I'm going to say have showy gifts, and we say, I see their purpose, but I don't really have that, or I don't do those things. And let me ask you this question. Do you believe that God would create purposeless things and people? Like, just create people because God is bored? I don't think so. So really think about, what are your natural talents? What are your strengths? What are those things that fuel you? What are those things that you do naturally? Take a look at what you do throughout the day. What do you do when you take a break from life? So let's say you are in the store called home. And every place you look, you see something and you can imagine where that thing would be. You drive down the street and you can, oh, if they just did this, if they maneuvered this over here, that may be a part of your purpose. Where when you're in your friend group, because I believe that in a friend group there are different personalities in a friend group. So you have someone who's the problem solver, you have someone who's a de-escalator, you have someone that's just the person that seems to be just a carefree person that doesn't care, the risk taker. And then you may have the quiet person that is kind of the glue. So while I don't want to put a lot of focus on externally who people say you are, that is a clue of what they do when they look at you, what they see, how they interact with you. If you're the person on the phone giving the advice all the time, if you're the person in the kitchen who is cooking, now everyone does not like people in the kitchen with them when they're cooking, but let's say you're the person in the kitchen and someone walks by and they say, oh, what is that? And you invite them in and you say, let me show you. And if you add this, did you smell that? Now taste this. And what is your purpose? What are those things that you do naturally that come to you that are effortlessly, you do freely, you enjoy, are impactful? You give them, but guess what? You receive fulfillment in turn because some people believe in your purpose, you're supposed to give until it hurts. And I believe you're supposed to give from a full cup so that your giving, your impact is effective. I don't believe in, honey, no matter what, you just go on out there because sometimes you cannot operate at a level that is impactful and then you're drained and then you resent the gift because you're not giving from a place that is full and complete. So let's also look at, while I don't want to put a lot of emphasis on when people compliment you, what are those things that they are complimenting in you? Everyone, again, has purpose. So now let's shift a little bit and let's talk about greatness. And let me start here. You already are. You already are powerful. You already are gifted. You already are great. Are there some things that you can do to hone those areas? Absolutely. But you were created a powerful, powerful being, full of impact, full of greatness. So I don't want us to kind of lull ourselves into a powerless state, thinking that life as it is now is all there is, especially if you desire more. And so, what are those things that you feel deep down within that are dormant? What are those things that you are not doing that you feel frustrated about? What areas in life are you in that you feel powerless? So when you go to work and you sit at the table and you try to share something and you know that this will move the team forward, and they laugh, they ignore, they shun, how do you feel? Is that your area of greatness that is being squashed? What about when you were growing up and you had a proclivity to do certain things, and maybe in school you were told to sit down, be quiet, shut up, and so therefore that greatness that was within you that was going to rise up and become was squashed. Does it mean you're not great? Absolutely not. It means that that was not uh, fanned and fueled um, so that you can walk into that space. So you are purposed. You have purpose, you have impact, and you are to be fulfilled. Secondly, you are great. And if you need tangible representations that reinforce that, besides the fact of who God created you to be, let me walk you back a little bit. So, if you think about those pyramids that are still in question, all of these thousands of years later, how did they come to be? You came from a people who created things that are still inexplicable. You need more tangible evidence. Your people have survived years of oppression. But now you're in a space where you can be free to do, operate, stand in your power and your greatness. And so I ask you again, what are those things that you know are deep within you that you've squashed, that you've been laughed at for, you've been ridiculed about? I bet that's your superpower. I bet that's your superpower. And so I encourage you to get the courage, and courage is not the absence of fear, it's moving in spite of realizing that. Okay. And so you might be saying, I don't know how to maneuver. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to tap into that greatness so that I can move forward and be all that I was created to be. And I want to say that that could start with sitting down and journaling, just whatever comes to mind, but specifically your desires, the desires of your heart. Begin writing those things down. You also want to figure out your source of greatness and you need something tangible to look at. You come from a history of people that created literature, literacy, mathematics, geography. So you have a powerful foundation wherein to stand. Are you in the right places that fuel that? Are you around people that support that? And it's not that you have to abandon your circle or your tribe, but you do have to make sure that you are in a place that fuels, supports, and enables and assists you on the journey to living the life that you were created to live. And so now let's talk about some opportunities. You were given an opportunity today that you weren't sure you were going to get when you went to sleep. Yeah, we want to say tomorrow I will, but you didn't know if today would be the day that you would be given another opportunity. So, what are you going to do with the opportunity that you have today? Are you going to seize the opportunity? Are you going to take steps that move you in the direction of fulfillment? Are you going to take steps that move you in the direction of becoming all that you were created to be in your now powerful state that maybe is laying dormant? So, what are some things that you can do? Well, one thing that you can do again is you can journal those things. Write down your goals, write down your dreams. And then I want you to write down, what will it take to get there? What do I need to do to step into that place of power? What do I need to do to activate those gifts that I am no longer using, that I know are for impact, that I know I would be fulfilled when I step and stand in that place? And then before you go to bed each night, write down three of the things that you want to accomplish on the next day that will move you in that direction. And we all know that life happens. Life lives, honey. I get it. Of those three things, let's say life has lifed. And don't allow life to life when we really can maintain and be determined and be focused. Do at least one thing before you go to bed, no matter what. No matter how bad or long or interrupted the day has become, do one thing before you close your eyes that will move you into the direction. Now, let me ask you another thing. When you wake up, what does your day look like as you begin? What does your day look like as you begin? What are the first things that you do? Because how you start your day usually is a good indication of how your day is going to go. Mindset. It all begins in our mind. And so when you wake up, what are your routines? What do you do when you wake up? Do you meditate? Do you pray? What do you listen to? Do you immediately go to your phone and start scrolling? Easy habit, because sometimes that's our source of information. I get it. But if you really want to be intentional, if you're really tired of the space that you're in, if you think mediocrity is not for you, because it's not, because you are a great person. You were created great and powerful for impact and fulfillment. I keep saying that because I want it to sit with you and resonate. How do you start your day? What are you listening to? What are you watching? Are those things moving you in that direction? And you're saying, well, I don't really have time. There are podcasts, there is music. What music moves and motivate and inspires you? You can wake up and push play as you're getting dressed, as you're showering. That's the source of inspiration. Well, you can listen to an audiobook. You can listen to a podcast. Who inspires you? You can't think of anyone. Let's connect. I'll share some people and some things with you that I believe would be beneficial based on who you are at this time and where you're looking to go. So, what are you listening to? What are you doing as your routine? And when you get up, don't forget to look at those things you wanted to do. Read over those dreams. Look at those action steps and make sure you complete them. You only need to focus on three. And if all else fails, complete one. But by all means, move daily in the direction of your dreams and goals. And so maybe you need to take a class. Maybe you need to go and sit with someone that can help you sort out what your talents are. Maybe you need help tapping into your power, your strengths, and your gifts. Maybe you need help determining what your passions are so that you can monetize those things. Whatever the case may be, I implore you not to allow another moment to pass by in a state of frustration, in a state of unfulfillment, not feeling valued, not making impact, and not being who you were created to be. Because you are here for impact. There is no two snowflakes. There are no two snowflakes that are the same. So you have been uniquely gifted in the earth to pour some sauce that no one else can pour. But such and such and such is already doing it. They can't do it like you. They weren't created to be you. You were not created to be them. So it doesn't matter if there are 100 people doing what it is you were called to do. There's a tribe that you are called to that are waiting to hear your voice, that are moved by you, your sphere of influence. Are you standing and walking in that power? And let me offer something else as we wrap up. You can take a class, you can start your day with powerful purpose, whether through music, whether through podcasts, whether through reading, and you're saying you don't have time. You get dressed, You brush your teeth, you make your food, you drive to the office. That is time to listen. I work from home. Well, you have to at least get out of bed and at least eat something and walk to the computer. So you do have time. So make the time because you are important. You'll make time for everyone else that you deem important. Why is it that when it comes to you, you can go on the back burner? Your dreams can go on the back burner. You'll get to you when it's time, but you are the one who it started with. So if you don't take care of you, who will? Powerful, purposeful, impact. Now, if you still need assistance in tapping into your purpose and your clarity, feel free to book a discovery call. If you are thinking of transitioning from your 9 to 5 into your own business because you want your values and your gifts and your talents to be not only acknowledged, but you want to walk in those daily without restriction. You want to be authentically you in a space where you can bring what you were created to bring. So book a discovery call so we can tap into your strengths, tap into your power, so that you can figure out your passion, so that you can monetize your passions and create a life and business of your choice. What if you love your job? You have no plans on leaving your job, but you understand the power of leaving a legacy to your family. You understand 99% of that won't come from your 9 to 5. And so you need to look at how you can use your strengths and your gifts to increase and add value to your legacy. Book your discovery call today. If you have any questions, go ahead and send me a message. Let's connect. I want you to feel empowered and emboldened to be all that you were created to be. Why waste another day? People are dying, dropping like flies, not to be insensitive, but tomorrow's not promised. The next moment is not. And so, why another moment in misery when you can live a life of your dreams? In closing, let me share this. Tonight, there is a free will and estate planning session. I'm going to be attending because we say that our families are important and we say that we want to be in control of our lives, but yet we let some things that are really important that we can control and dictate fall by the wayside. So attend that with me this evening. That will be phenomenal. And the podcast, if you are looking for inspiration and you don't know where to start, you want to start here. My podcast, She Speaks Your Inspiration, are now on every platform. So if you need some inspiration or you want to go back to a podcast that maybe you missed, so that you can rewatch that, get empowered, get emboldened, hear some stories and some inspiration, go ahead and go to the podcast, subscribe. If you are a business and you are looking for opportunities to scale, and or to get your brand out there. You want people to know who you are and what you offer, and you're not sure who to do that with. Maybe you can seek out some networking events. Also, you can seek out some vendor opportunities. But I have one that I would like to offer. You can be a sponsor for a podcast. And what I will do for you is I will share your business. I will make sure that people are aware of who you are and what you bring to the table. And maybe you want to be a guest. I would be so honored to give you that platform so that we can inspire, empower, and impact our communities. So let me there is the link for the discovery call. So go ahead and click that link. Thank you, Latricia. Thank you, Carolyn, Dorothea, Angela. Thank you all for tapping in. All phenomenal, phenomenal women. And I look forward to also connecting with you at the High Powered Women's Network in October the 18th and the 19th. So remember, you are powerful. You are brilliant. You are resilient. You are a masterful creation. There is not another like you. Pour your sauce, baby, because no one else can do what you do. Now, don't be arrogant and think that, well, if I don't do it, then God, it won't be done. It will be done. But why wouldn't you want to walk in a space of purpose and passion and fulfillment? So until next time, remember that you are powerful, you are great, you are created for impact. What impact are you leaving for others? Book your discovery call now.